Welcome everybody to NR Truck Night America live here from Auto Club Speedway for the Hollywood 400. Folks, we are here for race 3 out of 28 on the season, and so far this season we have seen a lot of chaos, I guess you could say, play to start off as we started off at Daytona with a thrilling finish to high speed race of all time at Daytona. Aaron Abel won it just by a little bit over Matthew Hubert. But we go into Atlanta last weekend maybe expecting a little bit of our first glimpse of Speedway action. And folks, Rogal Dorn put on a clinic, nearly lapping the whole field. Only like the top five, I think, wasn't lapped in that race. Rogal Dorn puts on a dominant performance. NS Racing as a whole, led by Nathan Stapleton, all three of them all finished on the podium. So it was a NS Racing 1-3 at Atlanta last weekend. And now this weekend, we head to Auto Club Speedway for the first time in our Truck Night America history, in the Gainbridge Truck Series history, as we did not come here last season. We actually went to Las Vegas. So we still come to the West Coast, but this time we are here at Auto Club Speedway, the huge track here. And we're here for a Friday night race. So I hope everybody's Friday night is going good. But as we look at our weather coming today, it's about 71 degrees. So pretty calm here, but it is a little bit cloudy. So we'll see how the weather plays into it. But as night falls on this track, I think it's just going to be more grip going as the night progresses, which could be very nice for these drivers in the field here tonight at Auto Club Speedway. We have a lot of talented drivers who can do a lot of different types of moves, so it'll be very interesting to see how a night race plays into this one. We saw Daytona be very chaotic. It was a Saturday afternoon race last weekend, but now this weekend, before we head to Coda next weekend, um, is a night race here at Auto Club. But yeah, looking forward ahead. We do head to Coda next weekend, which will be our first road course race on the season, so that should be a fun one. But with no further ado, folks, let's head down trackside and get into all the info we need to know heading into tonight's race at Auto Club. So as I welcome everybody trackside here at Auto Club Speedway, we have a few things to go over before we get into green flag racing here for the Hollywood 400. First off, Alexander Rowe making his return in the number 7 for Vision Motorsports is on pole here tonight. So Rowe, coming off of injury, gets on the front row. So we'll see if he can follow that up, have a Kyle Busch type of story, and get a win here at Auto Club here tonight. But as we look out through the rest of your field, just for a little bit glimpse of this starting lineup, we have more Vision Motorsports trucks behind him. Matthew Hubert, Carson Miller. You can see two Red Bull Racing machines. The 83 of Ronnie Halger and the 82 of Ricky LaFleur. Then we got Caleb Bruce, who finished second last weekend to his teammate Rogal Dorn in that number 99. So in that number 98 JBL machine, we'll see if he can maybe get back-to-back wins here for NS Racing. And then we also have Peter Onjak, our season 1 champion, finally having a good qualifying performance here. Could this finally be the race that Onjak gets back into the momentum we saw at the end of season 1? I guess we'll see, but the way things are trending right now, Onjak looks pretty fast. He is the highest Chevy, while we have a bunch of Fords and Rams up here. And so far this season, Aaron Abel won the pole last weekend. Avery Alford, Alexander Rowe this week. So I wonder if the trend of guys with with their first letter in their name being A will continue. I mean, we do have quite a few drivers. We got, I think only Angel Gutierrez left though to really fill that type of coincidence. But yeah, 3 drivers so far with their first letter in their name being A have won the pole. But as we get into our point standings coming into tonight, it's going to be Matthew Hubert with the points lead over Angel Gutierrez, a 3-point lead. Those two have been very consistent so far. Gutierrez not starting too well here tonight, so we'll see. Well, he's starting right outside the top 10, I believe. So he's starting pretty well. The rest of his teammates are not. And speaking of the rest of his teammates, we have the 41 of Aaron Abel there, tied with him for second. And Abel won Daytona, finished 15th last week at Atlanta. We'll see if he can figure something out here tonight at Auto Club. Not starting too well. Then we have in 4th Jimmy West. Jimmy West filled in for Alexander Rowe last week, is back in the number 2 for McLaren Motorsports this week, and he currently sits 4th in the standings as an open truck, which is amazing. Unfortunately, it's going to be kind of hard for him to make a playoffs unless some miracle happens, but Jimmy West is looking very good so far to start off the season. We'll see if we can keep up that momentum tonight, but Jimmy West isn't starting too well for that open spot. And then in 5th, we have the 98 of Caleb Rose. So Caleb Rose currently starting second here today. So far, 2 solid finishes on the season. Had a little bit of a rocky race at Daytona, finishing 22nd, but he led a couple laps in that one. Well, not led a couple laps. He was pretty solid in that one. And then Atlanta, of course, he finished second. And then we got guys like William Ayers, Avery Alford, last week's winner, Rogal Dorn, Nick Mahold, even Matthew Burnett. So this top 10, a lot of solid and consistent drivers, and consistency is going to be what's key so far. Consistency is going to be what is key, and throughout most of the season up to the chase, because you need to get those points. You can, if you finish first in the regular season point standings, you have a huge advantage over a guy that finishes 12th and gets the final chancellor spot. So we'll see if guys like Matthew Hubert, Angel Gutierrez, I mean, heck even Jimmy West can continue to be consistent. But right now, I would say Gutierrez and Hubert so far have stood out both very well with top 5 average finishes. Not quite a lot of laps led, but those two so far have finished very well. So Gutierrez has been very positive. Had a little bit of a struggle at racing last year. So this is a good performance so far for Gutierrez in that Racing Motorsports team as a whole. So far the Rams and Toyotas just have looked very powerful, but I mean Ford's looking like they're making a comeback. I mean, top 3 last week was all Fords, and now this week we have 3 Fords on the outside row, and then we got a bunch of Rams up here still. So I'm really curious to see how Ford and Ram can do here, and maybe Toyota might be falling off a little bit. We haven't seen too much out of them. I mean, Racing Motorsports has been the flagship team for Toyota Gazoo, but we'll see um, if they start to make the comeback. And Chevy's just still lacking in some parts. They got some good stuff going and some other things that are not going too well for them. But Brandon Haynes and Peter Onjak are starting pretty well for them tonight, as well as Caden Arcadia for Ford as well. He's starting pretty well. So Ford and Chevy starting to make a little bit of their strides, while uh, maybe Toyota's falling off just a little bit. But that is a look at our point standings coming in to tonight, folks. So as we get into our drivers to look out for tonight, of course, we're always going to choose 4, and then I'm going to do my race winner pick, as I keep forgetting to do it. But to start off here with my first driver to look out for, I'm going to go with the number 9 heat of Caleb Rose. Caleb Rose was very fast last weekend for NS Racing. Um, Rose finished second to his teammate Rogal Dorn, but Rose was very competitive alongside his teammate. Fortunately, got out of the shuffle when it came to pit stops, but I think here tonight, Rose has a great chance of making it back-to-back for NS Racing. My second driver to look out for is going to be 27 Matthew Huber. Like I said, right now, he's currently the most consistent driver, leads the point standings. We'll see if he's able to get something done here tonight. Finally, maybe get a win for Ram and Vision Motorsports. They've had a lot of drivers in this uh, top 10 in qualifying, but just have not quite been able to get it done. But 3 trucks in there tonight. We'll see if one of them can finally get there, and hopefully it might be the 27 of Matthew Hubert. My third driver to look out for is going to be the 03 of Peter Onjak. Peter Onjak, our Season 1 champion. Onjak, very good at these speedways. Last week was a little bit of a week off for Onjak, but maybe this week could be the week that Onjak finally catches his stride and gets back to where he needs to go. Here for Anjato and just Chevy as a whole. Anjato is, I mean, they've really struggled these first 2 races, but Peter Onjak here starting in 5th. He could be a very good sleeper pick to win this race. I mean, he's not really a sleeper pick. I believe he had about 70% or I think 7 votes in the Daytona pick'em. So Onjak is a fan favorite. That 03 Chevrolet accessories machine is up here. And then for my final driver to look out for, I'm going to have to go with, honestly, that 83 of Ronnie Halger. I know I kind of went out of order there, but Ronnie Halger has qualified very well in these last 2 races. Qualified 8th in the last race. Didn't finish too well, but Halger's looking very, very strong here in qualifying, and he's just got to put it together in the race. So I'm looking to see how this 83 of Ronnie Halger can do. Although he started very well last week, he did end up finishing 35th after, I believe, he scraped the wall, so not too great, but I don't think there's going to be too many wall scraping issues here with the surface at Auto Club. So that's my final pick, and then my pick to win here tonight, I'm just gonna go with the guy I just picked, Ronnie Halger. I really do think Red Bull Fowler Racing has something good cooking up, and I do think they could get the first, not get, wow, get the second race win for Ford in a row, following up NS Racing's success last week. So I don't know why I couldn't speak right there. Evidently, I can't speak today at all, but that seems to be the case a lot in these broadcasts. But Yeah, I'm going to go with the 83 of Ronnie Hauger to win this race for Red Bull Fallout Racing. Finally get them in victory lane. He's got his teammate right behind him. Although I do think this will be a very competitive race. But with no further ado, folks, let's get these trucks fired off and rolling here at Auto Club Speedway for the Hollywood 400.
Drivers, start them engines!
Roll off here. Let's take a look at your starting lineup here at Auto Club Speedway for the Hollywood 400. In row 1, it's going to be the 7 of Alexander Rowe and the 98 of Caleb Rose. In row 2 will be the 27 of Matthew Hubert and the 83 of Ronnie Hauger. Row 3 will be the 03 of Peter Onjak and the 82 of Ricky LaFleur. Row 4 will be the 23 of Carson Miller and the number 6 of Patrick Raven. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 11 of Monica Pato and the 43 of Angel Gutierrez. So you can see the rest of your lineup sponsored by Robinhood on the screen, folks. But it is time for 50 laps around here at Auto Club for the first time in the Gainbridge Truck Series history here. Coming to this track. So folks, I'm pretty excited to see how this one will go. As you can see, a very wide track, so we can see lots of different maneuvers here tonight. So as a pace truck is going to make his way down the pit road, it'll be the 7 of Alexander Rowe leading us to green. So as we come to the line, the green flag is out here for the Hollywood 400 at Auto Club Speedway. As they make their way through, it's going to be the 7 of Alexander Rowe jumping into the lead. But right behind them, we have this 27 of Matthew Hubert looking to make a pass on Caleb Rose here. First second as Patrick Ravens made his way through. And a bunch of guys are falling back so far as this field is starting to break off a little bit in some areas. So Hubert moves into second. Rose trying to fend off the 6 of Raven and the 82 of Ricky LaFleur for second. So now there goes second. There goes LaFleur looking for third here to the inside of this 98 of Caleb Rose. Can he get the pass off? No, Rose is gonna try to close him off. No, not quite. Raven to close up to the back of him, back behind. Raven maybe making it through the middle. There goes Raven sending it 3 wide through the middle. Patrick Raven now going through the middle looking for the lead. There goes Jay Valen to the inside of Arcadia behind. Raven's gonna get a 2 for 1 maybe. And yes, he does. There goes Raven into third. Peter Onjak filing right behind him. He's going to take that spot from LaFleur, who falls back, as well as Caleb Rose. So the 03 and the 42 of Gutierrez make their way through. But there goes Gutierrez and the 43 making a slingshot maneuver to get past this 03 of Onjak. These guys have all the gloves off to start this race. As now the 43 Gutierrez maybe looking to the inside of the 27 Matthew Hubert, the top 2 in the point standings. There goes Gutierrez looking to get a pass off. No, it's not going to quite work there. Back behind, Caden Arcadia's made his way through. The 37, the 15 of Hallie Anderson Jr. Silly Thing Racing finally figured their stuff out. Here comes Brandon Haynes as well with James Daniel, Carson Miller. Lots of guys making their way through the field as a few have already fallen back, as now Onjak falling off a little bit as there goes Gutierrez now trying to catch back up to this 27 of Matthew Hubert. But so far it is the 7 of Alexander Rowe controlling these first 5 laps of this race, and he's going to love to see the battling behind him since he doesn't have to worry about anybody. As now Hubert's going to get past for second by that 43 of Angel Gutierrez. So seeing a lot of huge runs happen here And a lot of guys making huge dive bombs, but now Hubert's going to settle into third, but he's got that 6 of Patrick Raven right behind him. But now Gutierrez getting very close to the 7 in a row. We might have a battle for the lead here. Here comes Angel Gutierrez now, looking to get something done, and he's going to move to the inside of Alexander Rowe. Let's ride along with Gutierrez on this TRD development cam. Gutierrez still side by side with Rowe, battling for the lead. Rowe trying to work that outside line, and there he goes. To the outside goes Alexander Rowe, and he's now going to get the lead back from this 43 of Gutierrez. So now Gutierrez is going to have to file back into second, right behind him. Rose, LaFleur, on Jack, all following through. Ronnie Hauger making his way back through as well. Here comes the 23rd, Carson Miller, making a pass on this 15 of Hallie Anderson Jr. So there goes Carson Miller now, trying to get back up front there with his teammates. The 27 of Matthew Hubert and the 7 of Alexander Rowe. Behind him as well, Brandon Haynes battling with Aaron Abel, who's making his way through. James Daniels making his way through. The 99 of Dorn's looking pretty solid racing here with his teammate, the 97 of Matthew Burnett. You guys have fallen off quite a bit, but so far, some solid racing going on. Oh, that 96 of Gale's checking up and struggling early on here. But, yeah, some guys struggling, some guys making their way through. The 16 of Vittoria and his Gainbridge Truck Series return a little bit off the pace right now, while Skylar Taylor is well off the pace. Back up front, still leading is the 43 of Gutierrez now. But now, that 27 of Hubert's going to get past his teammate, the 7 of Alexander Rowe. So now we'll see if Hubert now tries to get a shot at Gutierrez. He's going to send it right here out of turn 4. So there goes Hubert now, as he's now trying to get the lead, and he's going to lead that lap. Right now, Angel Gutierrez is facing off against 2 Vision Motorsports guys, but he is trying to get something going, but it's not going to quite work, because there goes the 43 now, working that outside line, and here comes Alexander Rowe as well, looking for a 2-for-1. Goes to the outside, goes back inside after getting past Hubert, and he's going to dive to the inside. Nearly contact. But no, not quite. That run off the corner is too strong there for the 43, and now the 27 is going to take back advantage there. So lots of guys utilizing that outside line and getting great runs off the corners here. Early on at Auto Club, just 10 laps in, and we have seen a bunch of action so far. So now Matthew Hubert now going to be a sitting duck here, as there goes the 7 of Alexander Rowe. Back to the inside now, trying to get something going here, trying to get his lead back. But Gutierrez right now, he is one of the most consistent drivers in the Gainbridge Truck Series, and he slides to the inside. Rowe slides to the inside, and he's going to try to chase back after this 43 as now Hubert's fallen off. And you have to wonder here, this could be a case that we see sometimes here in our Truck Down America where drivers use their stuff up too quickly. So you have to wonder if these drivers are putting too much on the line, and maybe Matthew Hubert realized that, and now he is backing off a little bit. But these two racing still closely. I want to check out that action in the mid-pack, but there could be a pass for the lead, and I wouldn't even know it. And there goes Alexander Rowe back to the inside. A battle for the lead between these two now once again, as there goes Rowe to the inside of this 43 of Gutierrez. Gutierrez and Rowe battling hard here to start off, and now Rowe's going to get the lead back in that number 7 WeatherTech machine. But as we get your top 10 update here, first is going to be number 7 of Alexander Rowe, second the 43 of Angel Gutierrez, third the 27 of Matthew Hubert, fourth the 98 of Caleb Rose, 5th, the 82 Ricky LaFleur. 6th is going to be the 6 of, well, the 03 of Peter Onjak. 7th will be the 6 of Patrick Raven. 8th will be the 83 of Ronnie Hauger. And 9th is going to be, I don't even know here. I guess the 32 of Caden Arcadia, but these guys are racing hard back here. And there goes Carson Miller sitting it to the inside of Arcadia, but there goes Alfred trying to work the outside. So a huge battle here between all these guys just outside, just trying to work themselves in to the top 10 is now Hallie Anderson Jr. trying to battle hard, but there goes now Matthew Burnett looking to the inside. But he's got Carl Young here. Carl Young's going to get a shot there from Brandon Haynes in the back. Oh, Arcadia stalls out in the middle of the corner for a second. So now they're making their way through, but I mean, Silly Thing Racing's looking very good so far, but Arcadia now struggling a little bit. Back behind here, these guys are still battling pretty hard. James Daniels falling off a little bit after battling hard. It's 3 wide between these guys back here. Chris Martins, Emily York Watson. Here comes Ryder Shields Kelly taking his way down the pit road. And lots of guys are coming down pit road. Looks like this could be the first pit stop to the race. It's going to be Matthew Hughes. It's going to be the 7 of Alexander Rowe from the lead, leading them all down. So pit stops on lap 14 will make this an interesting race. Maybe 3 stops, maybe? I don't know. See how that plays out for them. Back up front, it should be the 43 of Gutierrez now leading. And Gutierrez is going to make his way down the pit road as well. Will anybody try to make a bold overcut? I think it's too risky in the Gainbridge Truck Series. We've never seen the overcut really work. But there goes Chris Martins. He's going to try it. So Chris Martin's trying for the overcut here, but everybody else has brought it down onto pit road, and I don't know. I don't like this call here. I mean, he's not even going to beat out the 7, I don't think. So we'll see how it works out for Chris Martins with the 7 now. Yeah, the 7's going to have a huge gap here. So we'll see how it works out for Chris Martins. But I don't think it's going to work out too well, as I think Alexander Rowe is going to file back into the lead with a huge lead at that. Because, I mean, he has a huge gap over everybody here. But we'll see where that 43 of Gutierrez is going to come out. But I don't think it's going to be too close. So this might be close between them, actually. So they're just going to be close. So Gutierrez is going to come out just behind the 7 here and make his way back on track. And he's going to come out on second here. But look at that gap there, oh my. So those pit stops separate the field a little bit more, but we could see them bunch up once again. But we're not even halfway into this race, and we're already seeing pit stops, which makes me curious what the strategy will be here tonight. So I guess you could say our next suspected pit stops would be lap number 28. And I'll do some quick math here. And it might be a 3 stop. They would have to pit on lap 28 and 42 the way it's looking. And then it would be good till the end. But I don't know. I feel like somebody should try to extend it. But that's a lot of laps to try to extend it here if you do pit on lap 28. So we'll see how it plays out. But Rowe's going to move into the lead here. But that 43 Gutierrez is not too far behind. So we'll see how it works out now for this 40 of Chris Martins, who's going to come out actually in a solid position. It's going to come out, and it looks to be, I would say, 14th here right in front of Kyler Sustre, and that's 17 for TRD. So not too bad of an overcut there. Now Aaron Abel going to send it down the inside of that 36 of Brandon Haynes, as well as Avery Alfred making a move on the 03 of Onjack here. So Alfred had a great stop. Alfred's moving into the top 10, and he's moving very, very quickly here. So maybe we'll see Alfred get something done, but he's going to try to block Onjack. Nearly contact there. Nothing happens, though, but that was very close between those two. But Onjack working back to the outside there, and he's going to have a solid battle here with this 42 of Alfred here. So these two are going at it, and he is going to get a great run to the inside, and here comes his teammate Aaron Abel as well. So now Racing Motorsports making their way through as, oh wow, here comes Carl Young and Brandon Haynes as well. So a little bit of what we saw at Atlanta, where some guys just slingshot in out of nowhere, but even more guys are coming, even crazier here at Auto Club, as now Alfred gonna look, Abel gonna look to the inside of his teammate Alfred, as Angel Gutierrez is starting to catch up to that number 7 of Alexander Rowe. Now Alfred's gonna fall off a little bit as they make their way through. But look at Gutierrez reeling in this 7 of Alexander Rowe, and Gutierrez might look to the inside here on the front straightaway, and there goes Gutierrez now looking for the lead. Gutierrez now looking to the inside of that 7 of Alexander Rowe. Can he get the move off though? Trying to get it done. No, not quite just yet, still side by side. Rowe and the 43 racing side by side through the whole track here. Can he clear Rowe here? No, Rowe gonna still work to the outside here, maybe. Does he try to side draft? No, he's gonna file in. And our first lap traffic here tonight will be that 45, of Sarah Taylor. And I mean, not too much of a shocker. Sarah Taylor still hasn't sent in their ratings, for drivers at least. Owners ratings they sent in a while ago, but they still not sent in their drivers ratings. So they still have up until next week at COTA to do that. But some guys falling off. Ayer's not running too well. Jimmy West, who since I think 4th in the standings, not running too well here at Auto Club. While these two still battling as there goes Rowe now looking back to the inside here, trying to get a move off on this number 43 of Gutierrez. So starting to space out quite a bit is these drivers. And now Gutierrez on that outside. Can he make it work, or will be Rowe through? And yes, it will be. Rowe's going to clear him easily. So Alexander Rowe now back into the lead. How will it work out though for Alexander Rowe? Can he hold on, or will Gutierrez reel him back in? Although they are gapping the rest of the field, but could Caleb Rose possibly make a move here? They are 3 wide all the way. Well, they're not 3 wide. Double 2 rows deep here for 5th, or not even 5th, 4th, as there goes Abel making a huge lunge. No, not quite. 3 wide here between these 3, and they keep it going now. As there goes Rose now, looking for 3rd. He's going to try to get the move off on Hubert, and he easily does it. So there goes Caleb Rose. No, Hubert back to the outside. Whoa! Hubert very good at working that outside lane, and he gets back to the outside. He says, no, sir, I'm going to take that right back from you. So Hubert's going to slingshot back through, and now we'll see if he can finally catch up to these guys up ahead, but they're still getting gapped quite a bit, as now they are facing their first lap traffic of the day, that 45 of Sarah Taylor. But now Alexander Rowe trying to get away from this 43 range of Gutierrez, which these two have been battling very hard to start off this race. And he is still battling with that 45 for a second. But now Rose, I missed it, got back past that 27 of Hubert. I missed the move, but Hubert powers back on the outside, and then Rose passes him, I would assume, on the back straightaway. So now Rose moves back into 3rd. So just at the halfway point, 25 more to go in this race. Can anybody contend with Alexander Rowe? There's a bunch of lap traffic up ahead, and that could be what shakes this one up. As you see, the gap's starting to grow. About 12 seconds behind is everybody else from Alexander Rowe. So these first 2 Speedway races have been very telling so far. Not as close as you would think, but that is kind of what could happen this season with how shaken up everything is, and how there's ranges for ratings this season, so it's not a set in stone rating. So some guys could be good, some guys could not be as good. But now Rowe still in the lead. We'll see if anybody has anything for him, but right now it is super close between everybody else in the field, as Rose, oh wow, a lot of these NS Racing trucks are trying to make their way through, but there goes Alfred now looking to the inside, and so is Aaron Abel. So we'll see what they do, but not too sure. We might be approaching our second pit window of this race. So far, no incidents. In this one, we saw caution-free Atlanta. Could we see another caution-free race here at Auto Club is the question. Now Rose is starting to gap that number 43 of, not Rose. Rowe is starting to gap that number 43 of Gutierrez quite a bit. There goes Abel now back to the inside of Brandon. So a lot of battling between these guys back here. But up front, Rowe's going to bring it down here on lap number 27. So it looks like we will see one more stop in this race possibly. Is everybody else going to follow him down here? Set for Gutierrez, who's going to try to stretch it once again. So a two-stopper, which I was not expecting in this one. But man, oh man, it has been very interesting so far in this one in terms of paces. A lot of guys are struggling here to keep up with these leaders. So I mean, it could be those preseason jitters. I mean, we've seen it quite a bit here in previous seasons with the guys just not quite getting acclimated. As Aaron Abel now going to go for the overcut this time around, but not too many guys acclimated just yet to make these races super close. But we will see how they do here. As Abel trying to go for the overcut, can it work out? Should be right behind Rowe coming off, so that's not too positive. Kind of shocked that Hubert didn't stay out one more lap and try to get something going, but now we'll see where Abel comes out here, but I don't think it's going to be too close to Alexander Rowe, who so far has controlled this race through and through. So, sorry, I had to look away there for a second, folks. I heard some contact. I hope I didn't miss it, but as they come off, wow, that was a fast stop for Gutierrez. He is going to be really even with Rowe coming off the pit road here. He's got to get his tires warm, though. But even closer than last time, and we saw last time them have a great bout coming off the pit road, so we'll see if that happens once again. So now Gutierrez is going to try to catch up with Alexander Rowe. We'll see where the rest of these guys come off, as a lot of guys are coming off really late here, but they could be getting lapped as well. So we'll see. As Ronnie Hauger, I mean, he just does not have the in-race pace, it seems like. Yeah, a few guys are lapped down now, Nolan. But yeah, a few just don't have the in-race pace, it seems like, to compete. I mean, they have qualifying, but not in-race. As Gutierrez getting slowed up by this lap traffic, as now Rowe's going to have a bunch of guys ahead of them. But now these guys are going to have to try to navigate lap traffic together. And we'll see if Rowe's able to get through them pretty easily. It looks like he will be, but we'll see how the rest of them are. Some guys are a full second behind. Oh! Contact between Tanner Calvert and Angel Gutierrez. You see this? You see it on the door of that 5 truck, and Gutierrez is not happy with that 5 from Calvert. You have to wonder what transpired for that to happen. Actually, not a lot of guys are a lap down as they file their way through, but he was not happy with them. Now Gutierrez making his way around Vittoria here, but oh my lord, that looked like it could have been bad. So now Rowe and Gutierrez just about, I think, 18 more laps to go in this race at the line. But look at the lap traffic up ahead, running 4 wide there for a second, as these guys are going to make it interesting here, I think. John Andrews in here, the 15 of Hal Anderson Jr., William Ayers, Joseph Wood, not having his greatest performance. But I mean, these guys are racing hard all of a sudden. We could see our very first wreck here soon. But Gutierrez, some of the lap traffic's fighting him back, actually. But Alexander Rowe trying to get through these guys with ease. But he might get blocked off here, maybe. No, not quite. They're going to move out the way just a little bit. But you see these guys are trying to make their way through, but Hubert is lurking behind. Can Matthew Hubert maybe come out of nowhere if these guys aren't able to manage the lap traffic too well and get something going? Gutierrez now trying to get through here. Not as good as of luck as the 7, but oh, that would look like he was trying to block him for a second, but these two are so close right now. Trying to navigate lap traffic is the name of the game here in NR Truck 9 American. Oh, Ayers might block him off here. This might help out Gutierrez. We might have a battle for the lead here in lap traffic here soon, as here comes Matthew Hubert lurking behind. Who can make it to the end is the question, or will they have to pit on lap 42? Wood forcing the issue. This lap traffic is fighting them back here. It might be 3 wide in front of our leader of Rowe. As now here comes Gutierrez. That awful camera shot. I don't know why. I don't know what camera I was on that he kept going to the back of the trucks. But now going to try to work the outside here is Rowe. And that might be the name of the game for these two, as they are going to get past him quite easily here. But they lost a bunch of time to Matthew Hubert, who is now just getting up to the number 2 of Jimmy West. So man, oh man. Can this one get interesting at the end between these two? As now Angel Gutierrez here coming up to the inside. Gutierrez looking for the lead. There goes Gutierrez using his Toyota team as a pit. No, it's going to be 3 wide. Oh, for a second it was 3 wide there, but Rowe dives into the inside of the 15. But he's going to actually check up quite a bit. So now new leader is going to be the 43 of Angel Gutierrez. Gutierrez, a big fan favorite here at Auto Club here. Just a little bit ways out from his home country of Mexico. And there's a lot of Mexican fans coming to watch the driver after Mexico City was taken off the schedule. So they all came here to see their driver at Auto Club. And Gutierrez is putting on a show here as he got past that 7 in a row. Where's Matthew Hubert at? He's now stuck behind all these guys, but he's going to the outside sooner than all of them did. But now Ayers is fighting the 27 of Hubert. And I mean, there's a lot of guys catching up now. Rogal Dorn might even be catching up. But now, it's going to be the 43 of Gutierrez in the lead. Just about 13 to go now in this race. Who has what it takes to win here at Auto Club Speedway here on a Friday night? First Friday night race of the year. But now, Gutierrez diving to the inside of Joseph Wood. Just 12 more to go now at the line. Can Rowe catch back up, or will it be Gutierrez sailing off into the sunset? So now gets past that 15 finally, but he's got Caden Walsh up ahead and the 38 of Joseph Wood. But man, oh man, what could be the case here? I think there might be one pit stop left, but we will see. Can they make it to the end? They've pit every 14 laps so far. The next estimated stop will be on lap 42. Can we see it happen? So, Gutierrez trying to hold off that 7. There's no answer for the lap traffic. He might have used his stuff up too quick. But here comes Matthew Hubert now, making his way through quite quickly. Aaron Abel all the way in 4th now. Oh my lord, these two, Caleb Rose and Aaron Abel, are now in the picture as well. Just maybe a teeny bit more of lap traffic, and we could see these 4 trucks maybe get their names to the conversation, as it is getting very close here, as this lap traffic caused some issues for that 7 and 43. And we might, if we see a late race caution, this one could be wide open to the end. So we'll see here. Does that 43 come down this time? No. I don't know if there's going to be another stop, but Rowe has wide open lanes ahead. As now Hubert's coming down. Hubert's going to come down, look for the undercut here. One more stop left in this race. Here comes Haynes. Oh! Contact on pit road between Haynes and Hubert. So we'll see how that affects him here. But these, caution's out. A caution is out on track, and those two might have brought it out. Oh, there was a huge wreck, actually. We have a late race caution here, and we will see it's Ronnie Hauger, I think. As they come to the line, it's going to be Rowe. Hauger, I believe, was the caution here, and with just 7 to go, we have a late race caution here at Auto Club. Let's go check out what happened here to bring out the caution as Alexander Rowe leads, but a few are now going to be trapped a lap behind, and that's going to be 27 to Hubert. Haynes, a bunch of them are going to... Oh! Aaron Abel! Jimmy West! Oh, and Rogal Dorn's in there! Oh, no! What is going on this caution? That's going to be reviewed by the officials, but let's go check out this replay and see how this end of this race will play out. As we come to the replay here, you can see it. Jay Phelan completely dumps the 83 Ronnie Hauger. Oh my lord. Ronnie Hauger gets dumped right at the start of the pit cycle. That shakes it all up. Don't know what he did to Jay Valen to warrant that, but Valen wasn't taking any of that. Hauger gets dumped. Then what happens between this 41 of Aaron Abel and the rest of them to bring out the rest of that? So we see here, because Jimmy West, Abel, they were all, don't tell me Ronnie Hauger came back up on track into these two. Oh my God, he hit the outside. Ronnie Hauger might be dead. That's going to be checked out in the carousel. Oh my, that cannot happen. Oh, Ronnie Hauger, oh my lord, he ran out of talent here. My pick to win, and I don't think anybody's gonna want me to pick them to win anymore. Did he hit the end? Oh, don't tell me. He did. Oh my God, did he lose steering here? Oh, he got into the dirt, and oh, geez, I had nowhere to. Sancho Vittoria, driver's side door hit. Jimmy West smashes into him. Oh, Aaron Abel. John Andrews threading the needle. Oh, Matthew Burnett. And then Rogal Dorn flying on through at the end. Oh, he clips him. Yikes. Ronnie Hauger, man, oh man, brings out probably one of the bigger cautions we've seen since Daytona. Hopefully he's okay. He's going to get checked out at the medical care, and we'll get more info post-race about him. But my, oh my, what a turn of events. Hauger gets dumped by the 37, might not have had handling, and runs into the wall, and that brings out the first caution of the night with just 7 to go. Dorn's not going to be happy. The 97. But with no further ado, folks, let's get back into the live racing action here at Auto Club Speedway after a very crazy caution from Ronnie Hauger. So as I welcome you guys back live here at NR Truck Night America, the 7 Alexander Rowe makes his way down to pit road. Jimmy West, that bent up truck. I mean, it is just... I don't even know what happened there. That's going to be a very interesting one. So they're going to all bring it down here. Everybody's going to bring it down. We'll see who wins the race off the pit road. But... yeah, I need to fix this pit camera. Sorry about that. But, yeah. What an insane race here at Auto Club Speedway. Rowe comes off first. Second will be 43 Gutierrez. Murnette's retired from this race. Here comes 42 of Avery Alford. Oh, this could be a very interesting ending here. So this is quite shaken up now. So we are going to have a shootout to the end with about 4 to go, I believe. So we'll see how this all plays out here at Auto Club. So we'll see when we restart here at Auto Club, but all I know is this is going to be a crazy finish to the end after that caution coming out at an inopportune time for a bunch of competitors. We'll see. Looks like the 71 of John Andrews is retired after that one. And 03 of Andrzej, I don't think he's a lap down. 97 Burnett, of course. Onjack is a lap down. He got caught, so did Haynes and all of them. They are going to receive the lucky dog. Well, the 64 is going to receive the lucky dog since he is the fastest one. But the rest of them quite out of luck. So we'll go ahead and actually do that here. But the rest of them, not quite. So they get caught, unfortunately, in the pit cycle when the caution comes out. So you hate to see it for guys like Hubert, who were running so well in this one, along with Haynes, Onjack. I mean, that is just unfortunate. Well, actually, it looks like up to Shields Kelly. So 52 is a lap down, I would say. That takes 5 trucks out on that caution. That was insane. So it looks like we'll have to restart with a few more laps to go, but let's check this out. Yeah, so let me figure out this wave around situation and I'll get back to you guys. So as we're back live here at Auto Club Speedway, looking for a restart on lap number 47. A few trucks got the wave around because they were actually ahead at the caution, but for some of them just out of luck, like Peter Onjack, Ryder, Shields Kelly. But we'll see how this finish plays out. We still have lots of guys that are coming off pit road here. So this could be interesting, but they should all catch up. So they will. Now the rest of them. Oh no, this might require another lap here possibly. Oh, they're figuring it out maybe. Don't know what they're all doing back here. But with no further ado, folks, we are coming to a 5-lap shootout. Not 5-lap shootout, a 4-lap shootout to the end here at Auto Club Speedway. On the outside of the 7 is the 43 Gutierrez. On the inside is the 7 of Alexander Rowe. Both of them have been very good so far in this race, battling very hard. With no further ado, the green flag is back out here at Auto Club Speedway. 4 more laps to go in this one. Who will win? Alfred now to the inside of Rowe. He sends it underneath. Can Alfred steal it? Gutierrez into the lead. Rowe now trying to file into second now, but he has some company behind him. Lots of fast trucks. Rowe to second now. Can he catch up to Gutierrez though? 3 more to go at the line. A late race caution puts us in a shoot. Oh, right behind. It's going to be a green-white checkered. Well, not a green-white checkered. It's going to be overtime. Overtime here in our truck night in America. And it's the 79 and the 17 of Kyler Sustre. Another caution in this one. And you couldn't write this one up even crazier. So now, I don't even know what I was saying, but it is going to be overtime. AKA green-white checkered. And they're going to bring it all back down pit road, because why not? But it was David Spears and the number 17 of Kyler Sustre, the two that fought so hard for their respective rides. They wreck out, and now we will head into in our truck night in America overtime. So let's go check out what happened there to bring out another caution here in the Gainbridge Truck Series. We see right here that 79 checks up. Oh no, the 17 gets hit by Osborne. David Dixon, and they both wreck. So pretty simple incident there. The 17 gets hit from behind. The 9 finishes them both off, and that Sprite machine gets caught up in other people's mess here, and that's what brings out the second caution here tonight at Auto Club Speedway. Got packing up a lot of steam, and it unfortunately comes back to bite him. But that is what brought out the second caution here. Not too much to go over, but that is just an unfortunate chain of events. But this one is all shaken up now. I think these two will be able to go, but that is a replay. So let's go check back up with the live action here as we are setting up for NR Truck Night in America overtime. But a very interesting incident there between those two, because those two were actually running very well. They're, I think, competing just inside the top 20, so kind of a big blow to PPB and Spears Raven. But we're back here. We'll see. Yep, we're going into overtime here. Man, oh man, this one could shape up to be a very hectic finish. No one was, I don't think anybody was expecting this race to go into overtime after how it started. I mean, that was quite, I don't even know I don't know what to say. I mean, what is happening in these final, I guess 10 laps? Okay. I mean, I guess we will see how this one plays out here, but I mean, overtime, I don't know what, I think this might be the first overtime in Truck Night America history. I can't think of another race that we had overtime in. No. I think North Wilkesboro. I think it was. I don't know. I want to say it was North Wilkesboro. But we will come to restart next time after cross the line this time. And we'll see how this happens. A green-white checkered here, and only the third race of the season. All hell breaking loose here on a Friday night under the lights here at Auto Club Speedway. You can see the contact there on the outside wall. But in our Truck Night in America overtime, and Angel Gutierrez, I mean, he's like, I want to get this one over with. This 7 of Alexander Rowe and I have been battling for 50 laps straight. Can we get this done with? Avery Alford started 28th. He's all the way up here. Carson Miller, Carl Young, Chris Martins. He's got the Ram Cam. The 96 of Gale, who was struggling early on, is up here. Trey Wright. Jay Valen, who made contact with the 83 of Ronnie Hauger. But this will be very interesting to see how it plays out. We'll see when we restart here. Looks like it'll be lap 51, so we'll have a 2-lap shootout to the end. Of course, if there's a caution, we'll go to a second green-white checkered. And wow. So we'll see when we come to the restart. I have to assume there'll be another lap toggled on here, and then we will get back going here. The lights should go out on the pace truck here. But let me know, folks, who is your pick to win? Kind of a late race pick, but who do you think is going to get it done here at Auto Club here and overtime number 1? Kyler Sustray and David Spears, if you're just now joining us, brought out the second caution. And yes, we will be going green. And next time around, for a 2-lap shootout to the end, who will it be? Can it be Angel Gutierrez? Can it be Alexander Rowe, the two that have been up front all race long? Or will we see somebody like Avery Alford go from 28 to getting his first career Gainbridge Truck Series win? Gutierrez and Rowe also looking for their first wins. Carson Miller is going to be right behind his teammate on that outside line. Miller nearly got his first win at Watkins Glen in his first ever start for Nice Motorsports. So this one could be very interesting here as we have a lot of storylines. I think it's Adrian Gale. No, Carl Young, actually. I mean, Carl Young could steal this one. We saw him win at Las Vegas last year in the 25 for Rackley War Racing. Can he steal this one here on the West Coast once again? So lots to go through, but Carl Young and Adrian Gale are the next two that have race wins. And besides that, we got to go all the way back to David Dixon in that number 9 for the next race winner. The next guy that's won a race. But it will be the 43 of Angel Gutierrez leading us back to green for overtime number 1 here and in our Truck Night in America. So as the Pace Truck's gonna make his way down on pit road. Overtime number 1 here as they make their way through the restart zone. The green flag is back out here at Auto Club. Overtime here for the first time in season number 2. Alfred try to look to the inside of his teammate, not quite. There goes Rowe on the outside. He's trying to make it to the white flag here. Rowe to the outside, but there goes Gutierrez coming to the white flag. Rowe back on the outside. 1 more to go at Auto Club. One final lap here. Rowe's got the lead. Does anybody have an answer? And can he even make it to the end is the question. We saw a few guys come down pit road there. Going into turns 3 and 4. Does anybody have anything for Rowe? Miller going to the inside of Gutierrez. Miller with a huge head of steam. Miller, does he have a shot on the outside? No! Alexander Rowe wins Auto Club in his return. Are you kidding me? And that Vision Motorsports team. A few guys couldn't make it to the end. Got a shot there from his teammate, but Alexander Rowe, coming off a sprained wrist, probably still feeling the effects from it, comes and wins in overtime here for the Gainbridge Truck Series. So Rowe is gonna burn it down here at Auto Club. We have our first live burnout, and then we'll get into your finishing results. What a win and what a finish. So as Alexander Rowe finishes up burning down that number 7 truck, hope you guys enjoyed the burnout. I wasn't able to do it for the first 2 races, but I finally had time to do it for this race at Auto Club. Rowe, coming off of a wrist sprain out last week, comes back, gets redemption and wins. But what a race, overtime here. And in our Truck Night in America, Carson Miller finishes in 2nd, Gutierrez 3rd, still so close. Rowe gets his first race win in his career. So close for Miller and Gutierrez. I thought Miller was about to make it a photo finish. Alfred finishes in 4th all the way from 28th. We have Chris Martin, Trey Wright, and Todd Gordon Castle that made their way through. Young finished really well. Adrian Gale, that's your top 10. Moving further, 11th was Ryan Osborne. David Dixon got involved in that incident to bring out the 2nd caution. Jay Valen got involved in that incident to bring out the 1st caution, making contact with the 83. He completely dumped him. Kind of curious what transpired between those two. Maybe we'll find out more post-race. But Caleb Rose there kind of falls off towards the end. Kind of got unlucky in all the spats between the field. He was running very well though, and then Ricky Fleur and the rest of them.
So that is all, folks, from In Our Truck Night in America live here at Auto Club Speedway, folks. I look forward to seeing you next week at Circuit of the Americas for the first road course race of the season. But man, oh man, what a race and overtime thriller here. Overtime and only the third race of the season here in season 2 of the Gainbridge Truck Series. So, folks, thank you all for watching. You saw the rest of the finishing order on your screen, folks. Can't wait to see you all next week. Thank you all for watching.